Shanti, touch. Good. Touch.
Marie Galloway is the elephant manager at the National Zoo.
So you get to hang out with elephants every day.
It's a great job. I work in the middle of Washington, D.C., and I know elephants personally.
And we were just watching you scrub the elephants. The first thing you have to do is give them a bath every day. They're just like us. They want to be clean.
Yes, we give them a bath every morning. They would do this in the wild as well. They would come down out of the forests at dawn and dusk and bathe in the ponds. So we mimic that same behavior, and we actually scrub them. And we examine every part of their day while we're scrubbing them and looking at them closely, and that pulls off any dead skin that they might have and gets a really good health exam. So we discover any problems that there might be really early in the morning.
Now, I saw you take what looked like a fire hose. These elephants, the one we were watching in particular, this was a female. Chauncey is how old?
She's 37 years old.
It was like a kid, though, still, and that she wanted to drink out of the hose. You had this high-pressure hose to one bather with, but she was drinking right out of the hose.
That's her favorite way to drink. Most elephants love to get their drink straight from the hose. They have drinkers available to them, so there's always water there 24/7, but there's nothing better than a hose drink.
They like it just blasted right into their mouth.
They do.
And she responds to commands. What do you tell her to do?
Well, I asked her to stretch during the morning bath, which is to go down on her elbows and knees, and she did that. And I also asked her to lay down for us, which allows us to get the top of her back and the very top of her head, and also allowed us to collect blood from the ear that was on the bottom. That creates, it's kind of like putting a little blood pressure cuff on. It increases her blood pressure, makes it easier to collect blood that way.
And why do you need to collect blood, or how often do you collect blood first?
We collect blood once a week. Once a month we take blood samples for a health assessment. We take blood weekly for hormone analysis, and then we'll do any other kind of research or testing that is required by the veterinarians.
You want to make sure here at the National Zoo where we are, we're talking with the elephant manager. That's an unusual title. You don't see that on many business cards, elephant manager. But Marie Galloway is that person here at the National Zoo in Washington, D.C. And you're having her do things like raise the front foot, raise the back foot. What's the purpose of that?
Well, first of all, they're trained so that we can provide them with the best possible quality of life while they're living here. And that means that we can give them physical exercise, mental stimulation, medical care whenever it's needed. And a lot of what we do is so that whenever there's a medical need, we don't have to start training for it. They're already trained. And those particular behaviors also give us a great way to assess her health. So if we can see if she's not able to pick her foot up as high, she may have some stiffness. We'll find that out early in the morning each day by looking at the same behavior. Good. Good girl. All right, Shanti, side.
Well, what is the purpose of the National Zoo? Do you take any of the knowledge you gain and then go back to where the elephants are in the wild and share that information?
Absolutely. Those are all both a huge part of our mission. One is to educate people, to teach them about elephants and other animals, and so they'll appreciate their magnificence and then want to protect them and support them in the wild. But also what we learn here helps us to protect elephants in the wild. The wild is becoming more and more just sort of isolated, almost larger captive populations, and we have to learn how to provide them and make sure that they have everything they need in those areas in order to survive. And their migration paths are being taken away, so we really need to help them a great deal if we want to see elephants in our future generations.
Well, it's great, and if you want to see them up close, you can come here and see the elephants. You can see them playing with giant tires, roaming around, just do what they do. And I wonder if it's a little frustrating, though, after you've gone to all this trouble, Marie, to give them a bath every morning, the first thing they do, they go out and start throwing dirt on themselves.
No, actually, to me, it almost seems like it feels good. It's the most natural thing to do after getting a bath and being all wet is to go out and throw a bunch of dirt on yourself.
To hear the rest of my interview about the elephants at the National Zoo, tune in to National Geographic Weekend and tune in to Adventure.